Hey y'allsies, it is officially Move to Chicago Day. Here we have the Sprinter, and yeah, we're just packing everything away right now. Here's our Sprinter van. So we're just gonna put all the tubs in there. And I have all these tubs. Some of them are going to the apartment, and then the rest are going to the storage unit. It looks like a lot, but it was all stuff that was like necessary to keep. And we originally got a minivan, but it wasn't going to be big enough. So, yeah, we're just going to put everything in there like that. Hey, y'allsies. We just got to the storage unit, and we checked in. It took like 20 minutes. Got a lock and got our unit number. And it ended up being $23 a month. And then it'll probably go up a little bit in like 6 months to a year, like most places, but $23 a month, you cannot find that in Michigan at all. So I'm pretty excited about that. And now we're gonna unload all of the stuff that's not going into my apartment room into the storage unit now. We're trying to back this monster home suite storage unit. This is my storage unit. It even has a light bulb. So this is about 9 feet by 5 feet, but this bar here is in the way, but that's how all of them were apparently. It's really dusty in here and the walls are pretty not that sturdy, but I mean, I guess it'll work. This is basically stuff that I'll need to access every once in a while. And I have a bunch of shoes in here. Like, I own way too many pairs, but it's just stuff that was really expensive, like, don't want to get rid of, and I'll need them, but I don't want to keep that huge tub in my apartment. Then I have a shovel because it's going to be snowing here, and I might need a shovel in front of this storage unit. Extra bras, swimsuits, extra socks. The bottom is, like, office supplies and printer stuff, so I won't need that. These are extra bags. I'm going to have my crew luggage, so I don't really need all these extra purses and stuff unless I'm, like, going on a trip, and I'll just stop here. This is all like formal dresses for like weddings, blazers, like stuff I'm not going to be wearing on a regular basis. Winter and fall clothes, winter clothes. Then down here I have kitchen, more winter clothes, winter and fall clothes, some kitchen stuff like seasonings, my mannequin cocoa. Here I have rugs and drapes that I didn't want to get rid of from my house that I spent a lot on, so I'm going to keep those for my next place. Kitchen stuff, hydro flask, cutting boards, more Pyrex that I don't want to get rid of. This is all housewares, my Amish dolls, tablecloths, and this is painting supplies that are very expensive. Every time you paint, you got to get more rollers and all that, so I kept that for our next house. Down here is winter coats, like heavy coats that I'll need not until like November, December. Extra workout clothes. I put a bunch in my gym bag, which is in my car, so I don't need all those. I can't even see what's back there. I think that's more kitchen stuff. These are my lighting kits for my office. When I finally get a studio again, I'll pull those out, but I'm not going to have room in my little room in my apartment. My Timberlands that didn't fit my TV. Then I have fragile stuff, like, I believe that's like Christmas stuff, Christmas ornaments for my white Christmas tree that I didn't want to get rid of because that was really expensive and I wasn't going to be able to sell that in the middle of the summer and get anything for it. Clear poly mailers for when I resell again, my Simple Human garbage can, my Dyson back here, another thing that was expensive that I wouldn't be able to get much for, extra clothes for my mom if she comes and visits. This disaster has an ironing board, legs to tables, legs to a garment garment rack thing, just legs to things basically. And then the storage unit was cool because you could actually put stuff like back there. So I have like a flat table without the legs and a bulletin board. And then I have extra hangers. This is keepsake stuff. And the bottom is eBay tape and stuff like that. And then my second Simple Human garbage can, Zoe's food container, and Zoe's litter. So that is everything. And it's in here like this. So I can kind of walk in the middle. And then I put the stuff that I'd be needing the most in the front, which is the shoes. Now I'm just going to show you how much stuff I might bring to my apartment. It looks like a lot, but I have a big closet in the room that I'm renting, so I'm hoping to stack all these tubs. There's like cleaning supplies, summer clothes that I'll need on an everyday basis. All my bathroom products took up an entire tub. Baking stuff, stuff I need, like my printer if I want to print boarding passes or need something for work. I want a printer with me. So yeah, we are going to take the Sprinter over to the apartment right now and check it out. I kind of wanted to do an intro for this video because it's probably really confusing to a lot of people what's going on. So basically the airline that I work for gives you the base right after your interview so you know where you're going to be going. So about 3 weeks ago when I got the job on the spot and I got my CJO, I found out 2 days later that I would be moving to Chicago and be based here. So then I had a house in Michigan that I was renting. I put in my 30-day notice immediately, so that way the day that I leave for training, like 2 days later, the lease is done and I'm not responsible for any more rent. It worked out perfectly for me. I know other people who have like mortgages and stuff, that's a whole disaster. But for me, I was able to just put in my 30-day notice on my house. So that was taken care of. And then the next step was getting rid of about 90% of my stuff. And I'm going to show some clips of what my garage sale looked like. So I'm making really good progress. I got everything out of my closet. The dressers are now empty. Every time I take a video of this room, it just gets bigger. So I'm showing it one more time. Great, it's currently looking like a hot mess, but that's my suitcase for training. I didn't pack it yet. I'm just putting stuff I know I need for training. And then all of these tubs in here are mostly like things I'm keeping and putting in my storage unit. So this is like curtains that were very expensive that I'll want for my next apartment. Like sheets I'll need for my crash pad. Hello, can I help you? My mom's just creeping on me. My shoes. And then a whole nother tote of shoes. And yeah, it's coming along. So we're going to try to organize all of these tubs and put them in one standard tub size so that way they fit in the storage unit, because these crappy tubs that I had for my inventory don't hold any heavy stuff. So yeah, we're working on that today. I'm going through Target looking like a crazy person. But I needed more tubs, and then I got my school supplies for class. Oh, and it matches my airline. Oh my god. So yeah, I needed way more tubs. The ones I had weren't sturdy enough, and they were like, the lids were like breaking when they were stacked. So that's not going to work in my storage unit. So we're going to get these and try these out instead. Okay, so we're setting up for day 2. So a lot of shoes left. Victoria's Secret bras, more bras, undies, all this stuff. I made a ton of money at my garage sale, enough to pay like a little bit over a month's worth of bills while I'm in training, and I was so happy that I ended up having a garage sale. I had a lot of like inventory from my eBay and Poshmark store, so if somebody else did this, they might not have done as well, because I had so much stuff from that, and I had a lot of brand new tags, Victoria's Secret bras that I sold left and right. I had a lot of big ticket items in terms of furniture. I got rid of my couch, my bed, my air conditioning units, 2 dressers, another dresser. Like all of those big items helped me out a lot. So I didn't bring any furniture to Chicago with me. So let me stay on track a little bit. So I got rid of a bunch of stuff that I owned, about 90%. And then the rest of the time between then and now, which was about 2.5 weeks, my mom flew here from Idaho to help me. I wouldn't have been able to do this without any help. So if you're thinking about doing this alone in a similar situation like mine, it's probably not possible. I'm going to warn you right now. And then the rest of the stuff that didn't sell at the garage sale, we just Goodwilled. One thing that helped me with this moving situation was I used clear tubs instead of boxes. That way all the stuff in my storage unit I can't access if I need something, and I can see what's in everything. And I labeled every single tub, like bras, underwear, kitchen stuff, extra water bottles, Pyrex, so I know where everything is in the storage unit. And I kind of packed it so I know where everything's at. But using boxes would be a complete disaster, because you'd just be opening all these boxes left and right in your storage unit. It is Monday. I leave for training on Saturday, so we're in Chicago Monday, Tuesday to drop off everything in the storage unit, put the rest of the stuff in the apartment that I'm renting. So yes, I did end up paying for a security deposit for July essentially, and then 1 month rent for August, even though I'm not going to be there till September. But that was the only way that I could get the place that I wanted, and I'll explain that in a second. So we're just bringing everything to Chicago. When I return home, all I have left in my home is an air mattress, my suitcase for training with everything that I need for training, and then that's it. There's like nothing else left. So basically, I'll leave for training on Saturday. My car is going to be stored somewhere for a month until I can come home and get it and drive it to Chicago. And then I'll be sleeping on the air mattress for the next like 4 days, which isn't a big deal. So that's the situation with that. I just wanted to go over like my luck finding a crash pad or an apartment and all of that really quick, because that kind of surprised me. So essentially what I was going to do from the start was just find a crash pad and stay there, because it's just gonna get us like a crash pad and live there. But I kept running into the problem of them being commuters only. I never knew that was a thing. Out of all the videos I've watched on YouTube of people talking about flight attendant crash pads, nobody has ever said like you're gonna run into the problem where most of them are commuter only. I've never heard that. So I'm telling you right now, like 99% of them in Chicago at least are for commuters only. They don't want you using it as a full-time residence. They don't want you even staying there on like your off days. Like they literally just want it to be a place where commuters come, crash, and then leave. So for me, I was looking for like a full-time residence. A lot of them were like 13 nights max, and then they would literally kick you out or make you pay like $35 for any additional nights. And some of them, it's not even guaranteed that you have a bed. It's like in a hotel or something, and they overbook them just knowing that people's flights are going to be all over the place, and hopefully there's enough beds. And then they said if you showed up and there wasn't a bed, they would have like an additional room for you. But I just didn't really want to deal with any of that. It was really stressing me out, the fact that if I wanted to just stay in Chicago on one of my off days, or if I had like 3 days off and I wanted some friends to come into town and visit me, that I'd have to like leave the apartment. And then the other thing is you can't store anything in the apartment. You can't even store your suitcase in the room where you sleep in most of these places. So it would be really hard for me to like even keep like a tub of clothes in the crash pad, and then if I was like flying home to see Ali or my mom or something and coming back, I couldn't even do that. It would be like everything would be in my car, and I don't think it's really safe to have like a car full of clothing and stuff and then just have my car somewhere. So I was really kind of turned off by the whole crash pad situation in Chicago, for me at least. I just didn't like the idea of having to leave every single time I had an off day. Like what if I just wanted to stay in Chicago and just be here and like explore Chicago and be off here or whatever. So then I started kind of looking around, and out of a miracle, some lady messaged me and said that she has an apartment where 4 girls stay there. The rent is $350 a month, and it's for an entire room. So I was previously looking at bunk beds where there'd be like 6 people in a room at a hotel and stuff, and this is going to be one private room with a queen bed in it and a dresser and a closet for $360 a month, or $350 or $360. And the crash pads I was looking at, where there's a maximum on the nights you stay. You can't put any stuff in the room. You can't even put your luggage in your room. Those were like $300. So for $50 more, I could get an entire room to myself with a lock on the door, my own closet. I can bring my TV, my own bed, and I only have to share the apartment with 3 other girls. So that situation just sounded like 100 times better. I was like instantly like, I want it. I didn't even really like do much research. I talked to the woman on the phone who's renting it out. She sent me the house rules and the application. It looked legit. It wasn't like sounding too scammy or whatever. I sent her the security deposit to hold it, and I haven't even seen it yet. We're gonna go see it right now. We're on the way there. So I'm hoping that it's like everything that it looks like in the picture and it's not like a disaster. But I'm basically gonna be moving in with 3 strangers, so we'll see how that goes. I have no idea who the other girls are that live there. It's not like she's gonna be like, here's their social media, go check them out. So I don't even know who these people are, what they're like, but I think it's gonna be great because it's 3 other flight attendants, so their schedule's gonna be crazy, my schedule's gonna be crazy. I don't think it's gonna be like all 4 of us there at all times, and even if it is, we each have our own room, or at least I do. I think one of the other bedrooms 2 people share, and it's a little bit cheaper. That's basically what's going on. The best thing about this entire moving situation, although it was so much work, I wouldn't have been able to do this on my own. I had to take the last week and a half off work from both jobs and stop working and just focus on this. The best thing is I'm gonna go to training stress-free, not worried about where my stuff is, like if everything's in the right spot, everything is like taken care of. I can just go to training, and then as soon as I get out of training, come to Michigan, get my car, drive to Chicago, and I literally have a room with a bed made, all of my clothing in the right spot, all the things I want in my storage unit, and my cat is safely in Idaho, and that just takes a lot of stress off my back. If you're going to training and planning on doing this after training and like the 4-day period that you have before you have to make it to base, I know some other airlines you have like a week. until you have to make it to base. I don't even think that's possible. It is just absolutely crazy to do all of that in such a short amount of time. At least I had like 3 weeks. I'm really happy about the whole situation. I think that my airline is just like amazing for telling you where you're gonna go before training, because it makes a big difference in like what you want to keep, what you want to get rid of, how much you can drive in your car, if you need to get a van or a moving truck. So this Sprinter van was perfect for the amount of stuff I had, and it would have been a lot more costly to go up and get like a small U-Haul, and this thing is a lot easier to drive. So we just did it like that, and it was a lot cheaper. So yeah, that's about everything on the moving situation, and then the rest of this vlog is just going to be like my next day and a half in Chicago. I'm going to do an apartment tour if it's not too awkward to film there, and then kind of we might check out some neighborhoods in Chicago, see like what's around my apartment area. I'll be near Wicker Park in Bucktown, which is like a pretty popular area to be. I'll see you on the rest of the vlog. Bye, Elsies! Okay, so I just made it to my new apartment. It's very cute. There's 2 bedrooms there. One person has their own room, and then 2 girls share there. And then little kitchen area. Bathroom is over there. This is the kitchen. It's really nice. New stove, fridge, and this is my room. So I have my whole room to myself. Could probably use a little paint on the walls, but I don't think she's gonna do all that, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be here for, so I don't really care. But we got a queen bed. There's a little window, which is nice, so I have some sunlight. And the best part is this giant closet. I'm gonna back up. This huge closet right here that I can put so much stuff in, tubs, and then I have room over there to put like a mirror, my makeup. So, and then there's this little dresser right here that I can put my TV on. I just scrubbed my walls top to bottom so they're white again. And I just cleaned the entire floor. So at least I know my room is going to be the cleanest one in the entire apartment. Okay, this just took hours and hours, but I completely transformed the room. Okay, so here's the bed. It has a really cute ruffle skirt. And then a gray sheet, and that's my comforter. Put my lamp over here. This is stuff I brought for the weekend, but that'll be cleared off. That way I can put my carry-on suitcase on there and flap it open when I need to pack for my trips. And then up here, this window, which doesn't really get any sunlight anyway, so I put my jewelry and some beauty products. And then on the other side of the wall, I have this little dresser and this corner thing, a chair, which my purse is on right now. And then here's the closet. So I tried to put some stuff on the bottom that I wouldn't use as much. I put this tub up here with like all beauty products, because I know I'll be in there all the time. Then these are like my summer clothes. And then there's some like pots, pans, dishes, the TV that I don't think I'll use all the time. And this closet's pretty nice because it has a light. So yeah, it is looking 1,000 times better. Cute. Okay, so we made it to Wicker Park, which is just a little bit farther down from Logan Square. Lad doesn't want to be in my video. So far, this Wicker Park, Bucktown area is reminding me of Birmingham, Michigan. Like, how many skincare stores do you need where everything is like $60 and up in it? There's some like workout shops like North Face, Lululemon, Nike, all of which I won't be affording in my first year as a flight attendant. So we're gonna try to walk down farther down to the main area of Wicker Park and see if there's any other, like, this is more like shops and retail. And then we're gonna walk down and go the other way, which I think is more like restaurants. So we're gonna see what's down there. Okay, so we are officially done exploring neighborhoods. We are on the way home back to Michigan. It's It's about a 5-hour drive. There's so much traffic. I'm going to study my plane schematics in the car for the next 4 hours and try to learn all 4 planes. And yeah, if you made it through the whole vlog, thank you so much for watching. I will have another vlog in training. I'll probably only do 2 for the entire month because I don't want to be too distracted from my studies with vlogging and editing. Obviously, it takes a long time, and that shouldn't really be my main priority. But if you stay following, I'll definitely be having a lot of videos right after training. So I will see you on the next time. Bye, y'allsies!